We're here today in Mumbai with the TVS iQube scooter. Now, this is the only all-electric two-wheeler offering that the company has for our country at the moment. And this is not our first stint with the scooter. So when it was launched last year, we did have a go at it at the TVS testing facility in Hosur. But those are pretty much isolated conditions. And now the company has given us a chance to spend a couple of days with the scooter to find out what's good and not so good about it. So let's get to it then.
Now, starting off with the looks, the first time you actually see the iQube in the flesh, it definitely looks a lot better than it does in the photos. Now, I know looks are a subjective topic, but I quite fancy this one. So let's just move on to the better parts of this TVS Electric. Now, the iQube is definitely one of the stealthiest two-wheelers that we've ridden to date. It makes minimal noise on the go. Now, it must be said that there's this annoying water purifier like chime when you first start it up, but after that goes away, it simply goes into ninja mode. Open up the throttle and there's absolutely no noise from the motor, and after a brief hesitation, the iQube will whisk you away very briefly. It definitely feels a lot quicker off the line than most ICE scooters currently out there, and you'll definitely have to be wary of animals, people and other motorists who don't bother looking both ways before changing direction. If they can't hear you, they don't know you're there, and you'll have to drop anchor fast. Thankfully, the iQube does that very well. TVS's only electric offering comes with two ride modes, Eco and Power, and after riding it around town for a couple of days, I got a fair understanding of how far the iQube is actually willing to go. With the battery topped up, TVS claimed that the iQube is good to go for around 75 km at best in Eco mode, where the scooter is limited to a top speed of 45 kph. Well, that claim appears to be true in the real world, because I managed to cover an indicated 71 km with a pillion, and the scooter still had around 13% of juice left. On this run, I couldn't reach the indicated 48 kmph mark, and when it came to braking in slow moving traffic, I simply had to roll off the throttle and let the regenerative braking system do much of the work for me. In power mode though, the scooter appeared to be a little more livelier, and I was able to see an indicated 78 kmph light up on the scooter's TFT color display. However, the rapid drop in charge percentage was a bit of a concern though, seeing as I hadn't really calculated my trip this time around. Now, the iQube Electric isn't built for hardcore corner carving, but it feels well balanced and manages quite well at that. The suspension is definitely set up for comfort, and the ride is pliant and very absorbent over bumps. It's pretty much spot on as an urban commuter if you ask us. Now, the thing about the iQube is, it doesn't come with a fast charging feature or removable batteries as of now. And some EV manufacturers will tell you that these things can reduce the health of your battery a lot sooner than it would without them, and we tend to nod our heads in agreement because, yes, who in their right mind would want to shell out an additional cost for an additional battery which would cause another hole in your wallet? It's not just the iQube, it's electric scooters in general that force you to be a lot more calculative of your long distance trips. For instance, the range might reach 70 km plus, but you can only go till around 36 km before having to turn back. That is, if you aren't assured of a parking spot with a socket to charge your scooter. And if there happens to be a socket that awaits you at your destination that's more than 35 km away, you'll have to factor in the time that it will take to charge your scooter before you can actually head back safely.
Now, the iQube comes with 3 batteries, and they use around 2.5 kWh to come to a complete charge. This would imply that it uses roughly 2.5 units of electricity. Now, assuming the cost of each unit of electricity to be around rupees 8, that would imply that you spend roughly 20 rupees to bring your iQube to a complete charge. And as far as charging time is concerned, I found the scooter to charge from the normal 5 amp socket at a rate of 8% every half hour. That means it would come to a complete charge from zero in roughly 7 hours time.
For instance, when it came to charging the scooter over the course of this test, I was in a bit of a soup. You see, TVS recommends that you charge the iQube via their smart home charging unit, but this can only be set up at an enclosed parking space, something the building I reside in doesn't have. So that wasn't an option. The other option would be to use the cables, but then they are not going to reach my house on the 3rd floor. So, as inconvenient as that way have been, it wasn't an option either. I also learned that the iQube's display doesn't go off when the scooter's charging, and the cables don't lock onto the scooter while it does. So technically, somebody could just walk off with the cables if they wanted to. and they're not really all that cheap. I eventually landed up charging the scooter at a friend's basement parking just to avoid attracting attention and for it to charge safely. All this stress could have been avoided if the lithium-ion batteries had been of the removable sort. So you'll definitely face certain issues if your building doesn't have certain facilities, and this honestly isn't a problem of the iQube alone, it's just a problem that's bound to persist with other models of the same charging nature as well. Now the iQube comes with a lot of useful features, including a built-in SIM that you can pair with your smartphone, and basically through this you can gain access to a lot of the scooter statistical data, charging status, navigational assist, and a host of connectivity options. But unfortunately, the scooter that I was riding with came with a technical snag that we couldn't really work out during the course of the shoot, and I have made mention of it in the article on overdrive.in, so if you want to know what that's all about, do have a look there.
Now, if you're looking for a scooter that you're basically going to use within the city and over short distances, then the TVS iQube definitely is a valuable electrical option that you should consider. It's easy to ride, has decent performance, it's comfortable, has good road manners, and comes with a lot of features that you'll learn to appreciate over the course of time. Also, most importantly, it's economical to run. Now, the only shortcoming that I came across with the scooter is the fact that there are certain limitations when it comes to charging the scooter. But apart from that, it's a very decent proposition overall.